Ladies and gentlemen, the life you dream of is not built in a single moment of luck or a flash of brilliance. It's built in the invisible hours, in the habits you repeat every single day. Every sunrise gives you two choices: to stay the same or to step closer to the person you were meant to become. The question is, are you willing to do the small, consistent things that separate ordinary from extraordinary? Because the truth is, your future isn't waiting for some miracle. It's waiting for your discipline, your courage, and your daily commitment to work on yourself. Every single day is an opportunity to shape who you are becoming. It's not the big leaps, the giant breakthroughs, or the rare sparks of inspiration that define your future. It's the little choices, the quiet moments, the habits you cultivate when no one is watching. Working on yourself is not about perfection. It's about consistency. It's about building a relationship with yourself so strong, so grounded, that no matter what life throws at you, you stand firm. The truth is, people often overestimate what they can do in a week and underestimate what they can do in a year. The foundation of transformation lies in the habits you practice daily. These aren't glamorous, they're not always exciting, and sometimes they feel painfully small. But stacked over time, they build the kind of resilience and strength that changes your destiny. When you wake up before the world demands your attention, take a moment to connect with yourself. That quiet moment in the morning sets the tone for everything that follows. Maybe it's journaling, maybe it's simply breathing deeply, maybe it's expressing gratitude for the fact that you have another chance to try again today. It doesn't matter how small the practice is. What matters is that you claim those first few moments as your own. A declaration that you are in control of your mind before the noise of the day tries to hijack it. Your body is your vehicle for everything you want to achieve. You cannot dream big, work hard, and expect results if you're constantly neglecting your health. Moving your body daily is not about aesthetics, it's about energy. Energy fuels focus, creativity, and determination. A short workout, a brisk walk, some stretching, whatever it may be, it's a signal to yourself that you respect your body enough to take care of it. Over time, that respect builds confidence, and confidence is the armor you wear into every battle life throws your way. Another habit that can transform you is feeding your mind. What you consume mentally is just as important as what you consume physically. If you spend your days scrolling endlessly, drowning in negativity, comparing yourself to everyone else, how do you expect to grow? Choose wisely what you allow into your headspace. Read books that challenge you. Listen to voices that uplift you. Learn a new skill, however small. Every time you invest in learning, you're expanding the possibilities of who you can become. A curious mind is an unstoppable force. It never stagnates, it never settles, it keeps reaching higher. Then comes discipline. Discipline is the bridge between intentions and results. You can dream all day, you can visualize all night, but without the daily discipline to act, it all remains fantasy. Discipline is waking up when you said you would, even when the bed feels too comfortable. Discipline is finishing the work even when you're tired. Discipline is keeping your promises to yourself, because self-trust is the most powerful form of confidence. When you know that you follow through, when you know that you don't betray your own word, you become unshakable. Equally important is learning to silence the inner critic. That voice in your head that constantly tells you you're not good enough, not ready enough, not smart enough. It's a liar. And you have to train yourself daily to recognize the difference between feedback and fear. Build the habit of speaking kindly to yourself. Replace self-doubt with affirmations that remind you of your strength. You don't have to shout it out loud, but whisper it to yourself. I am capable. I am learning. I am improving every single day. The words you tell yourself matter more than the words anyone else can throw at you. Working on yourself also means building resilience in your emotions. Every day, life will test your patience, your peace, your perspective. People will say things, situations will spiral out of control, and setbacks will come. But your habit of responding, not reacting, will define your growth. Pause. Breathe. Don't let anger, frustration, or envy dictate your actions. Emotional discipline is just as important as physical discipline. It's the difference between burning bridges and building them, between giving up and pushing through, between bitterness and wisdom. One of the most underestimated habits is reflection. At the end of the day, take a moment to look back, not to criticize, not to regret, but to learn. What did you do well today? Where could you improve? What triggered you? What inspired you? Reflection is like holding a mirror to your journey. It shows you progress even if it's slow. It reminds you that every day offers lessons, if only you're willing to pay attention. Surround yourself with people who reflect the best version of you, not the worst. The company you keep daily shapes your mindset, your choices, your energy. If you spend your time with those who constantly complain, gossip, and settle, you will inevitably absorb that energy. But if you choose people who challenge you, support you, and encourage your growth, you will rise without even realizing it. The habit of curating your environment is just as crucial as curating your thoughts. And then there's gratitude. Gratitude is not just an emotion, it's a habit, a muscle. You strengthen every day. No matter how small, take time to acknowledge what is going right in your life. Gratitude doesn't make challenges disappear, but it gives you the strength to face them with perspective. When you start the day with I get to instead of I have to, everything changes. Gratitude shifts your energy from lack to abundance, from frustration to hope, from fear to possibility. Lastly, remember that working on yourself daily doesn't mean achieving perfection. It means progress. It's not about becoming someone else, it's about becoming more of who you are meant to be. The journey is long, but every single day offers a step forward. Sometimes the steps are tiny, sometimes they're leaps, sometimes they're stumbles, but as long as you keep moving, you're growing. The real magic is in those small, consistent habits that compound over time. Wake up with intention, move your body, feed your mind, guard your thoughts, build discipline, speak kindly to yourself, reflect on your journey, surround yourself with energy that lifts you higher, practice gratitude, do these things daily, and watch as your life transforms not overnight, but steadily, powerfully, and unshakably. And as you continue this journey of working on yourself every single day, something remarkable begins to happen. You start noticing subtle shifts. Your patience stretches a little longer, your confidence grows a little stronger, your focus sharpens a little more. These changes don't announce themselves loudly, they whisper. They show up in the way you carry yourself, the way you handle challenges, the way you no longer flinch at the obstacles that once felt overwhelming. This is the power of habits. They shape your identity from the inside out, brick by brick, moment by moment. Consistency creates momentum, and momentum creates transformation. But here's the truth most people miss. Motivate may get you started, but habits keep you going. You won't always feel inspired. You won't always feel like waking up early, working out, or choosing discipline over comfort. That's why habits are non-negotiable. They become your safety net when your emotions try to drag you down. On the days you don't feel like showing up, your habits remind you who you're becoming. They remind you that growth isn't about feeling like it, it's about committing to it. One of the most life-changing daily habits you can build is the art of focus. In a world full of distractions, focus is your superpower. Every notification, every unnecessary scroll, every meaningless conversation pulls you further away from your goals. Working on yourself requires training your mind to eliminate the noise. When you dedicate time each day to deep focus, whether it's on your career, your craft, your personal growth, you are telling yourself and the world, this is where my energy belongs. Focus is the secret ingredient that turns effort into excellence. Along with focus, cultivate the habit of persistence. There will be days when nothing goes according to plan, when your hard work seems invisible, when progress feels painfully slow. Persistence is the decision to keep moving forward, despite the lack of immediate results. Every day you persist, you add another layer of strength to your character. Persistence is not about forcing success. It's about refusing to quit until the seeds you've planted finally take root. Another daily practice that strengthens your growth is intentional rest. Working on yourself is not about burning out or exhausting your spirit. It's about creating balance. Rest is not laziness, it's fuel. Just as your muscles grow when you allow them to recover, your mind and soul need time to recharge. Build habits that honor rest, whether it's quality sleep, moments of silence, meditation, or even time spent doing something that simply makes your heart happy. When you rest intentionally, you return stronger, sharper, and more capable of handling life's challenges. One of the most empowering habits is setting daily intentions. Every morning, ask yourself, who do I want to be today? Not just what you want to achieve, but who you want to become. Do you want to show up with kindness, with courage, with resilience? When you anchor your actions to the identity you are building, even the smallest choices carry meaning. Over time, these intentions become your reality. You're no longer just drifting through life, you're steering it with purpose. Humility is another habit worth nurturing. As you grow, succeed, and evolve, there will always be more to learn. No matter how much progress you make, stay curious, stay open, stay teachable. Humility allows you to learn from every experience, every failure, every person you meet. It reminds you that growth has no finish line. When you carry humility with you daily, arrogance can't blind you and failure can't break you. You become a student of life, always evolving, always improving. Equally important is practicing courage in small ways every day. Courage is not reserved for grand gestures or life-changing moments. It's in the small, daily acts of choosing growth over comfort. Courage is speaking up when you'd rather stay silent. Courage is taking a risk when it feels safer to hold back. Courage is trying again after failing. The more you practice courage in daily life, the stronger that muscle becomes. And when the big challenges come, you're ready to face them with unwavering strength. A habit that often goes unnoticed, but can radically transform your journey is generosity. Every day, ask yourself, how can I add value to someone else's life? It doesn't have to be grand. It can be a kind word, a small act of service, or simply listening when someone needs to be heard. Generosity doesn't just uplift others, it uplifts you. It reminds you that your growth is not just for yourself, it's meant to ripple out into the world. When you make generosity a daily practice, you live with a sense of fulfillment that no external achievement can match. Another critical habit to embrace is accountability. Hold yourself responsible for the choices you make each day. Don't wait for someone else to push you, remind you, or correct you. Take ownership of your life with honesty. Write down your goals, track your progress, and when you fall short, acknowledge it. Not with self-punishment, but with self-awareness. Accountability builds integrity, and integrity is the foundation of lasting success. As you continue to refine your daily habits, never forget the power of visualization. Every single day, spend a few moments imagining the person you want to become. See yourself walking with confidence, speaking with clarity, achieving with grace. Visualization programs your subconscious mind to align with your goals. When you pair this mental rehearsal with daily action, your brain begins to see your dreams not as distant fantasies, but as inevitable realities. There is also immense value in cultivating patience. We live in a world that glorifies instant results, but real growth doesn't happen overnight. Patience is the habit of trusting the process. It's reminding yourself daily that the seeds you plant today may take months or even years to bloom. Patience is not passive, it's active trust. It's the willingness to keep showing up, knowing that every small effort compounds into something extraordinary. Another powerful practice is the habit of simplifying. Each day, declutter something. Your mind, your schedule, your environment. Remove what no longer serves you. Say no to distractions, toxic relationships, unnecessary commitments. Simplifying daily creates space for what truly matters. It gives you clarity, energy, and peace. Working on yourself is not about adding more and more. Often, it's about letting go of what weighs you down so you can rise higher. And then there's self-awareness. Build the habit of checking in with you, self, throughout the day. Ask, what am I feeling? Why am I reacting this way? Is this choice aligned with who I want to become? The more self-aware you are, the less power external circumstances have over you. Self-awareness helps you catch yourself before you spiral into negativity, before you react impulsively, before you abandon your progress. It keeps you aligned with your values and your vision. Don't underestimate the power of small wins. Every day celebrate even the tiniest victories. Did you keep your promise to wake up early? That's a win. Did you choose focus over distraction for an hour? That's a win. Did you show kindness when it would have been easier to snap? That's a win. Small wins may seem insignificant, but they build momentum, and momentum is what carries you through the days when motivation fades. Above all, working on yourself daily requires relentless self-belief. Make it a habit to remind yourself that you are capable of becoming more than you are today. Believe in your strength, even when others doubt you. Believe in your dreams, even when the results haven't shown up yet. Believe in your journey, even when the path feels uncertain. Self-belief is not arrogance, it's the foundation upon which resilience, persistence, and greatness are built. Every day, in every small choice, you're either feeding the version of yourself that settles or the version that soars. Your habits decide which one wins. And while you cannot control every outcome, you can always control your input. You can always choose to show up, to try, to improve, to build. The extraordinary life you dream of is not built in some distant tomorrow. It's built in the daily actions of today. And as you move forward with this awareness, something shifts in the way you experience your journey. You start to realize that growth is not a destination. It is a lifestyle. It is woven into every decision, every thought, every action you take. Working on yourself becomes less of a task and more of a way of living, a quiet commitment that transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. You begin to notice that the habits you've been cultivating are no longer just things you do, they're part of who you are. One of the most powerful realizations you'll have is that every day gives you countless opportunities to practice becoming the best version of yourself. Opportunities to show patience when frustration rises. Opportunities to show courage when fear whispers in your ear. Opportunities to show discipline when comfort calls your name. The world is constantly presenting you with choices. And every choice is a chance to align yourself with the future you want to create. The small things matter more than you think, because the small things become the big things. There will be days when it feels like nothing is moving, when your effort feels invisible, when progress feels painfully slow. These are the days that test you the most, the days that separate those who are committed from those who are merely interested. On these days, your habits are your anchor. They remind you that even when results are delayed, growth is happening inside of you. Every time you keep showing up, even without evidence of success, you are strengthening your spirit, proving to yourself that your commitment is stronger than your doubt. A powerful habit to develop daily is learning how to shift your perspective. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what is this teaching me? Every challenge has a lesson. Every setback has wisdom hidden in it. When you train your mind to look for lessons instead of losses, you no longer see obstacles as roadblocks. You see them as stepping stones. This mindset doesn't remove the pain, but it transforms it into fuel. Suddenly, even the hardest days are working in your favor, sculpting you into someone stronger, wiser, more capable. Another daily practice that shapes your growth is honesty with yourself. It's easy to wear masks for the world, to put on a brave face and act like everything is perfect. But when you're alone, you need to be willing to face your truth. Ask yourself hard questions. Am I really giving my best? Am I holding myself back because of fear? Am I being true to my values? Self-honesty may be uncomfortable, but it is the foundation of self-growth. The habit of checking in with yourself with honesty ensures that you're not just moving, but moving in the right direction. Equally important is learning the art of resilience in disappointment. Not every plan will work out, not every door will open, not every dream will unfold the way you imagine. But if you make it a daily habit to get back up, to adjust, to keep going, then no disappointment can defeat you. Resilience is a muscle built through repetition. Every time you recover from a setback, you grow stronger for the next challenge. And when resilience becomes your habit, you stop fearing failure because you know you'll rise again, no matter what. Another key practice is discipline with your words. The words you speak daily shape not only how others see you, but how you see yourself. Words are powerful. Use them to create, not to destroy. Speak life into your dreams. Speak encouragement into your journey. Speak respect into your relationships. Each day, practice filtering your words through intention. Ask, will this build or will this break? The habit of speaking with purpose and positivity will transform your energy and the energy of those around you. A daily habit that few prioritize but that changes everything is stillness. In the rush of ambition, it's easy to believe that constant movement equals progress. But growth also requires pause, moments of silence where you can reconnect with yourself, realign with your values, and hear your own inner voice again. Stillness doesn't mean inaction. It means recentering, recharging, and returning stronger. Even 5 minutes of quiet presence each day can reset your entire perspective, giving you clarity that hustle alone can't provide. Every day you should also practice gratitude, not just for what you have, but for who you are becoming. Gratitude is not limited to possessions or achievements. It's about appreciating your own evolution. Be grateful for your discipline, for your persistence, for your courage to keep trying. Be grateful even for your struggles, because they are shaping you into someone you would not have become without them. Gratitude transforms growth from something you endure into something you cherish. It turns self-work into a privilege rather than a burden. One of the most transformative habits is choosing progress over comparison. Every day, resist the urge to measure your journey against someone else's. Their timeline is not yours. Their path is not yours. Comparison steals joy, it steals focus, it steals energy. Instead, practice comparing yourself only to who you were yesterday. Ask, am I moving forward even if it's only by an inch? That's the only measurement that matters. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress. And when you make self-comparison your daily habit, you free yourself from the trap of competition and step fully into your own unique growth. It's also essential to develop the habit of forgiveness toward yourself and others. Every day, forgive yourself for not being perfect, for making mistakes, for stumbling along the way. Growth is messy, and self-forgiveness is what allows you to keep moving forward without being weighed down by guilt. Forgive others too, not because they always deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Carrying resentment only poisons your spirit. Forgiveness clears your heart and makes space for growth. Make it a daily practice and you'll feel lighter, freer, more focused on what truly matters. As you continue to shape yourself, practice gratitude for discipline itself. It may feel like a burden at times, but discipline is the invisible thread holding your growth together. Each day, when you choose discipline over comfort, you are honoring your future self. You are proving that your vision matters more than your excuses. Discipline may feel heavy in the moment, but it becomes the lightest load to carry because it takes you exactly where you want to go. Another habit to practice daily is the celebration of effort, not just outcomes. Too often, we wait until the big milestone to feel proud, but growth requires recognizing the effort it takes to get there. Celebrate the days you showed up despite fear. Celebrate the days you stayed disciplined despite temptation. Celebrate the days you chose courage over comfort. When you build the habit of honoring your effort, you create a sense of fulfillment every single day instead of waiting for some far-off success to validate you. And then there is the daily practice of aligning your actions with your values. Ask yourself each day, does this decision reflect the person I want to be? When your actions and values align, you feel a sense of inner peace and power. You stop living in conflict with yourself, and that alignment becomes your strength. It means you're not just working on yourself externally, but internally, shaping a life that feels authentic, meaningful, and true. Every day, you also need to build the habit of courageously starting again. There will be days when you fail to stick to your habits, when you fall short, when you lose focus. That's part of being human. The habit that matters most is the one where you begin again, without shame, without delay. Don't let one mistake turn into a pattern of giving up. Begin again as many times as it takes. Starting again is not weakness, it is proof of your strength. And as you live out these habits day after day, you begin to see that the person you're working on is not just a version of yours. Elf that achieves more, but a version that lives deeper, feels stronger, and stands taller. Growth is not only about success, it's about character. It's about waking up each day knowing you are becoming someone you can respect, someone you can rely on, someone you can be proud of. That, more than anything else, is the greatest reward of working on yourself every single day. And as you continue this process of shaping your character, of molding yourself through these deliberate choices, you start to notice that your inner world is no longer at the mercy of external circumstances. The storms still come, the challenges still appear, but the way you carry yourself through them is different. You've built a reservoir of strength that doesn't crumble when tested. This strength isn't loud, it isn't boastful, it's quiet, steady, unshakable. It comes from the daily work you've been doing, the consistent habits that keep fortifying your foundation. Every day offers you a fresh canvas, and what you paint on it is entirely your decision. Some days the strokes are bold and confident, other days they're softer, more hesitant. But no matter what, you are still creating, still building, still writing the story of who you are becoming. And the truth is, even on the days when you feel you've fallen short, the fact that you are trying, the fact that you are still in the process means you are moving forward. Progress is not always glamorous. It often looks like effort without recognition, patience without applause, discipline without instant reward. Yet, this unseen progress is the very fuel of transformation. One habit that elevates everything else is learning to live intentionally. Too many people move through life on autopilot, doing what's expected, following routines without thought, reacting instead of choosing. But when you live intentionally, every action has meaning. You don't just wake up and go through the motions. You decide why you're waking up, why you're pursuing your goals, why you're choosing certain paths. This sense of intention turns even the smallest daily acts into powerful building blocks of your future. Another essential practice is courageously embracing discomfort. Growth lives on the other side of discomfort. Every single day, life gives you chances to step outside your comfort zone, to speak up when your voice trembles, to try something new when you fear failure, to push your limits when you'd rather stay safe. The habit of leaning into discomfort trains you to stop avoiding what challenges you. Instead, you begin to see discomfort as a signal of growth. And when discomfort becomes familiar, fear loses its grip on you. There is also immense power in practicing discipline with your time. Time is the most precious resource you have, yet it's also the easiest to waste. Each day, ask yourself, is how I'm spending my time aligning with who I want to be? Wasting time is not always about doing nothing. It can be about doing too much of what doesn't matter. When you build the habit of guarding your time, of focusing on what truly moves you forward, you create space for the life you want to live. You stop scattering your energy and instead channel it into purpose. Another habit that deepens your journey is celebrating simplicity. In a world obsessed with more achievements, more possessions, more recognition, you find strength in focusing on less. Simplify your priorities, simplify your environment, simplify your choices. Daily, ask yourself what really matters. When you strip away the noise, you see more clearly the values that guide you. Simplicity is not about living small, it's about living with clarity, with focus, with purpose. Every day also presents a chance to practice adaptability. Plans will change, circumstances will shift, and unexpected challenges will come. The habit of flexibility keeps you from breaking under pressure. Instead of resisting change, you learn to flow with it, to bend without losing your core. Adaptability doesn't mean abandoning your vision. It means adjusting your path without losing sight of where you're headed. It's a quiet strength that allows you to remain steady in an unpredictable world. And then there is the habit of practicing self-compassion. Too often we are our harshest critics, tearing ourselves down for every mistake, every misstep. But true growth requires kindness toward yourself. Each day, make it a habit to treat yourself with the same compassion you'd offer to a friend. When you stumble, remind yourself that failure is not the opposite of progress. It's part of it. Self-compassion fuels resilience. It gives you the courage to keep going without being weighed down by shame or guilt. Another powerful practice is taking responsibility for your energy. Notice how you show up each day, your attitude, your presence, your mindset. Are you carrying energy that uplifts or energy that drains? The habit of checking in with your energy and adjusting it consciously is transformative. Energy is contagious, and when you cultivate positive, grounded energy daily, not only do you change your own life, but you influence everyone around you. Every single day, you are offered opportunities to practice alignment with your highest self. This alignment comes from asking, does this choice honor my values? Does it serve my future? When you align your daily actions with the person you are striving to become, you stop living reactively and start living proactively. You stop drifting and you start directing. This alignment becomes your compass, keeping you steady even when the path ahead feels unclear. There's also power in practicing consistency with small promises. Each day, keep one promise to yourself. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's finishing a task, sticking to your morning routine, or dedicating time to learning. Every time you keep a promise, you strengthen your self-trust. And self-trust is the bedrock of confidence. When you know that you can rely on yourself, no external validation is necessary. You become your own source of strength. A habit that often gets overlooked but is crucial for growth is joy. Daily, find something that brings you genuine joy, no matter how small. Joy fuels the journey. It reminds you why you're working on yourself in the first place, not just to achieve more, but to live fully. Joy is not frivolous. It's necessary. It keeps your spirit alive, your energy renewed, your heart open. Make it a daily habit to seek joy, to create it, to notice it in the simple moments. Another practice that sharpens your growth is consistency in reflection. At the end of the day, pause to evaluate. Did I live in alignment with my values? Did I honor my intentions? What did I learn? Reflection turns experience into wisdom. Without reflection, you repeat patterns blindly. With reflection, you learn, you adjust, you grow. It doesn't take long, just a few moments of honest review. But when practiced daily, it becomes one of the most powerful tools for self-improvement. And as you keep working on yourself, you'll notice that resilience, discipline, gratitude, and courage are not separate habits. They are threads woven together. Each one strengthens the other. Gratitude fuels resilience. Discipline strengthens courage.